Well, 2020 has definitely been an interesting year, and now that it's over, I wanted to take a few minutes to kind of take a look back and see some of the things we've done, and maybe take a little look at 2021 and see what we've got in store for the upcoming year. Let's get things rolling. So 2020 rolled around just like any other new year, and the first event that we went to was the Fun Convention over in Orlando, and that's the Florida United Numismatist, I think I said that right, convention, which takes place twice a year, and this is the first one, always takes place in January. It was a lot of fun. We went over there. I actually went with both my daughters, and we visited the TEC booth, the Elongated Collectors Club, visited with the current president, Cindy Calhoun, who I've met a couple times in the past. She's fantastic. And we also got to meet Mr. Ray Dillard, who, if you're a part of the Elongated or Press Penny community, I'm sure you've probably heard of Mr. Dillard. He is a wonderful man. Unfortunately, a few months after I did get to spend some time with him at this convention, he passed away. But while we were at the convention, while I was talking to him, he actually gifted me one of these. We'll see if we can get it to focus there. And this is a special coin that he was giving out to any TEC members that were visiting the show. It actually says on it, Walking with Liberty, which was the theme for the Fun Convention in 2020. And he pressed it on a presidential dollar coin. It was really a fantastic gift for him to give to me. And like I said, he was giving it out to a lot of the other collectors that might have shown up. But this is something that I will truly treasure. He was a very special person and really well known among the community. Loved spending time with not just collectors, but anybody. He was very nice to speak to and was always willing to share his knowledge with everybody. So it was really nice that I was able to at least spend a few minutes with him at this convention. And like I said, unfortunately, he did pass away a few months later, and that'll be something that will be felt through our community, unfortunately. Shortly after the Fun Convention, it took a little longer than usual, but Walt Disney World eventually released their 2020 dated press coin designs. Primarily, it was a lot of press pennies, but there were a few press quarters in there, and these are always fan favorites, so they're very popular. So after running around Walt Disney World property looking for all those coins, I actually headed down to Tampa to check out Busch Gardens for the first time, and we had a fantastic time. Not only do they have a whole bunch of rides and roller coasters and attractions, but they had a ton of really cool animals. It was kind of like a zoo mixed with a theme park. And they also had a ton of press penny machines, a lot more than I thought they would. I kind of went in there anticipating only a few, but they actually had many more that had designs of their attractions, and then of course some of the animals that they also have there. It was really cool, and we had a great time visiting. Then in March, things started to take a turn, and restaurants and businesses all were closing down because of mandatory quarantines that were going into effect. And it really wasn't until Walt Disney World announced that they were shutting down all the theme parks that I think the severity of our situation really started to sink in. My daughter and I visited the Magic Kingdom that very last night that it was getting ready to shut down, and it's something I'll never forget. There were guests just not wanting to leave because they didn't know when they were going to be back. Cast members were holding each other and just in tears of, something that they've worked hard for, that they enjoy creating magic for people. And they were just uncertain of what was going to happen. Would they have a job? Would they ever be able to come back? And it was just one of those things that as we finally were heading out for the night, not sure when we'd be back, that it really seemed like the most magical place on earth just wasn't that anymore, unfortunately, and it was a bit unsettling.
Some have been here for a while, some unfortunate programs been cut short, but on behalf of the crew of the Fowler and the guy in the back who's saying this, thank you for all the magic, all the happiness you've created, and the memories that will last a lifetime. Without you, the magic will not have been possible. So thank you, everyone. Have a great night, safe travels home, and stay safe with the current situation in the world. Thanks again, and trust us, you have friends here. You're not alone. Thank you for making Young Man possible.
quarantine went into effect, and thankfully I had a few videos kind of up my sleeve from a vacation that our family had taken to Fort Myers, Florida the year before, so I kind of dusted those off and released them. But eventually I was kind of running out of videos to post, so I made the decision to step in front of the camera for a few videos. And I wanted to thank you all because everyone was very nice. It's not something even now I still don't really feel comfortable doing, but everyone was very accommodating and very positive, and I do appreciate that. So hopefully those videos were at least somewhat entertaining. I tried to make them at least fun and try to share some knowledge about the hobby and about some coins. So after a few months, the park started to reopen. It started with Universal City Walk, then it was Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, and eventually the Disney parks as well started to open. Initially, I was a little skeptical about going back in, but I really just wanted to be back in my happy place. And I was also a bit curious about their safety precautions. So I did venture back in to all the different parks. I did document those in some videos, and we even found some new pressed pennies along the way, which was a nice plus. So it started with just a couple machines, but then all of a sudden it seemed like the floodgates opened up and they were releasing new machines. I mean, it seemed like every couple of days all over property. So I guess they must have just been making up for lost time while the parks were closed, but for us collectors, I wasn't going to complain. It was nice to see a whole bunch of new designs all over the place. For quite a while, I've been getting a lot of comments asking to delve into my own personal collection, so we did put out a video earlier about my Canadian pressed pennies. And it's kind of part one of a series, and we will definitely get back to that. But that was a lot of fun to kind of go through and see a lot of those designs that I actually haven't looked at in quite a while. Then, just a few weeks ago, Universal Studios released Harry Potter pressed pennies. I mean, I never thought it would actually happen. And thanks to some of you viewers who let me know, gave me some tips that this was happening, I raced over to the park and found the machines and all the designs. And I had a lot of fun making that video. I know it was a little bit silly. Hopefully you guys liked it. We were just trying to change things up, but it was a lot of fun to put that together. Then we celebrated the holidays over at Gatorland with Gator Claus and Skunk Ape, who was singing Christmas carols. That was amazing. I mean, only in Florida can you celebrate Christmas over at Gatorland with a bunch of gators. And I also found a brand new pressed penny machine, which, hey, Merry Christmas to me, right? I found a new gift right before the holidays over at Gatorland. It was a lot of fun. Well, there you have it. I mean, right now, we're just a few days into 2021. And, unfortunately, I feel like we've still got a ways to go before we get back to some normalcy. It's just going to take some time, unfortunately, but we will eventually get there. So what do we have planned for 2021? Well, to be honest, I'm not really sure. I mean, we do have some plans, but with everything still kind of unknown, I just don't know which of these we'll actually be able to do. I actually have we have a wedding up in Canada in the summer that we're supposed to be going to, and of course it's family, and I want to go back and visit family. But of course, I want to be able to find a whole bunch more Canadian pressed pennies, add to that collection. I mean, if you watched that previous video, that was a pretty sad collection. I need to really kind of beef it up a little bit. So I was looking forward to that, but I don't know if the border is going to be open. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to go back and do that. We also wanted to do some long weekend trips to different parts of Florida. It's easy just to kind of hop in the car and drive for a few extra days over a weekend. I would like to spend some time maybe in the Panhandle or up in Jacksonville. I know there are some fun places up there, even St. Augustine. So those are kind of potentially things that we want to do. And of course, I'll be bringing the camera to document all of it and create videos. So something that we are just in the very, very early stages of, and I don't know if it'll get finished this year, but I definitely want to try and get that done, is we're working on creating our own pressed penny design for the channel. So I will absolutely document the entire process from, the initial designs, we're working on a new logo, how you get it created, all that kind of stuff. We'll put it all together in a video, and then we'll have a big grand reveal, and I will also include how you'll be able to actually get your own penny completely free. I want to put these together and just be able to release them to all you wonderful viewers out there and fellow collectors. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's just something that I've been kind of thinking about for a while, and I think this year is really a good time to start exploring that and seeing the entire process. I've never done it before. Obviously, I'm not a designer, so I need some help. So I am, recruiting some people to help me with that, and we'll be able to kind of go through the whole process in case you ever want to try and do this yourself in the future. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully that's something that we can look forward to exploring together. So before we go, I do have something I do want to preview with you. Let's see. I'll kind of zoom in on this so you can see it. That's right. Disney has started to release their 2021 dated designs. So far, I've only got a few of them, but the hunt is on. Every couple of days, I'm hitting up different resorts and different parks to make sure I get them all. So this was just a quick preview. There will be a full video that I will put out once I have them all. I'm thinking there might actually be a couple different videos because, as if you've seen the previous ones, some of the penny design or press designs are available at like the All-Star resorts, which are not open, and only one of them is actually scheduled to reopen. I think it's not until March. So I'm not sure if they're just going to move those designs to other locations or if they're just going to wait until that resort's open. I don't know. So I might just put together one video of all the ones at the parks and the ones that are released, and then we'll put out a second one afterwards, kind of updating any new ones that come out later in the year. But make sure you click the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way, as soon as that video goes up, I promise I will put it up as soon as I have as many of those coins as I can. That way you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to check it out. You can also check out our blog page, davidscointravels.blog. I've already started to update the map for the 2021 design, so that way, if you are visiting, you can print it out, and that'll actually show you exactly where those machines are. While we're on the subject of the 2021 Disney dated coins, I did want to just share a quick little story. While I was over at the Magic Kingdom in the Main Street Emporium, I had found some of the new designs. I was using the machine. There's this one machine, eventually you'll see it in the video, which is near one of the exits to the store. I was using the machine and there was a cast member there. His name was Jay. And Jay was chatting with me as I was using the machine. We were just talking about press pennies. And all of a sudden, he told me not to move. He had something for me. He went off for just a few seconds and he came back with this box. And he said that he's had this box sitting behind one of the registers and he was waiting for a press penny fan or fanatic, I think is what he said. So I guess I fit that profile. He must have been able to tell just from me taking video and pictures, and I was pressing a couple different sets for myself. And in this, I'll give a little close-up, is just filled with a whole bunch of press pennies. And I mean, this is one of those things that you hear about. It's a lot of Disney fans like to call it a magical moment, and it absolutely was. I mean, I already was having a great time in Magic Kingdom. I mean, how can you not? But this was just kind of like the icing on top of the cake. It was just so nice. It was not something he had to do, but he just knew that it was probably, you know, I'm obviously a big penny fan, and who wouldn't want just a huge box filled with pressed pennies? I mean, it was fantastic. It was just such a great time. I wish I could have been able to give him a hug or even shake his hand, but obviously with our current situation, instead we did just take a distance selfie, which I'll put in right here. You can see it. If you ever see Jay, give him a, you know, he's fantastic, and let him know, say hi for me if you ever see him. Cast members make the magic. Yes, we go to the parks because of the rides and the food, but without the cast members, it just wouldn't be the same. You got to think about all the dancers, the singers, the entertainers, the characters, the people that are cleaning the park. A lot of them, this is what they love to do, and they've worked very hard to be able to get to Disney to work there. This is kind of like a top tier place to work at, and they love making magic for you. Whether it's your first visit or your 100th visit, they want to make sure that you have the most amazing day. And I don't think that they get as much recognition as they should. And my family's been lucky enough that we have met quite a few fantastic cast members. Here's a couple others, Natalie and Christian. We met them over at Hollywood Studios. They are amazing. My daughters love them. We go back and see them whenever we can. And they're just truly, truly, they love what they do. And being able to just say thank you to them is, I don't think they don't always hear that as much. And whenever I can, I try to leave a cast compliment. You can just go up to guest services and do that, or there is a way. I'll actually leave a description down below about it if you want to do it. But through Twitter, you can actually tweet out a cast compliment. And I usually include a picture, and Disney will actually get that over to them as kind of a, you know, a thumbs up, a great job. And it just really lets them know that they've been recognized for doing something fantastic. And in the current situation, I know Disney has had to, there was a lot of cast members that were furloughed or laid off. It's really sad to see that, and I hope that they can bring as many of those cast members back because they really are fantastic. They make the magic, and if there's any cast members out there, I just want to say on behalf of all of us, all the guests and fans, thank you so much for everything you do. It's very much appreciated. We might not always be able to take the time to say so, but please know that we do care about you, and we hope that all of you can come back and help continue to make magic for all of us. Stay tuned. I'm going to try and figure out, I already have pretty much all these coins, even though, thank you, Jay, I do appreciate all these coins. I do already have them, and I want to kind of pass this along. So I'm going to be trying to figure out a way to get these out to some special viewer. So just keep an eye out. We'll do something, and I'll figure out a way to get these out to one of you. So hopefully they'll be able to make a nice addition to your own collection. What are you doing here? Go. Get out. We're done with you. Go. Your hand sanitizer. Block. Go, go, go. In case you're interested in watching the videos I mentioned today, I've created a playlist called 2020 Rewind, and I'll include it at the end of this video so you can check them out. Thank you all for your support. I love all of you for checking in. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic new year. I'm looking forward to 2021. And as always, keep on pressing.